things were bad. And little did anyone know that a massive world war was looming as fascism and socialism were on the rise. On February 12th, 1931, Pope Pius XI made history when he became the first pope to broadcast over Vatican Radio. It was a chance for all people all over the world to hear the Pope himself speak in a time where the Great Depression was in full swing and people needed to hear words of peace, love, charity, and hope. With things so bad, Jesus apparently wanted a messenger to spread his message of mercy. Who better than this Pope with the ability to reach so many people through radio waves? How about an uneducated nun in Poland? Yep, God works in mysterious ways, and this uneducated, poor, humble nun without a platform to spread any kind of message was the way he went. Meet Helena Kowalska. Polish! Helena first felt a pull to religious life as early as 7 years old, but her parents weren't too thrilled with the idea. They wanted her helping the family make ends meet, so she worked as a housekeeper to help support herself and her family. When she was 18, she went to a dance in a park with her sister. This is where she had a vision. It was Jesus suffering, and he asked her, "How long shall I put up with you, and how long will you keep putting me off?" Helena immediately left for Warsaw to join a convent without her parents' permission, with nothing in her possession except the dress she was wearing, and not knowing anyone in Warsaw. It was quite the leap of faith. 2 years later, Helena was clothed in a habit and given the religious name of Maria Faustina of the Blessed Sacrament. She lived a simple life, praying and peeling potatoes. And then, on February 22nd, 1931, Jesus appeared to Sister Faustina. His right hand was held in a gesture of peace, and the fingertips of his left hand touched his chest at his heart. From his heart, 2 rays of light poured forth, one red and one white, representing blood and water. He told Sister Faustina to have the image painted with the words, "Jesus, I trust in you." He also told her that the first Sunday after Easter should be celebrated as the Feast of Mercy. And for those of you taking notes, yes, this happened on February 22nd, 1931, just 10 days after the Pope's first Vatican Radio address. But there were a couple of problems. One, Sister Faustina was not an artist. She could not paint the image on her own. 2, anytime she asked the other nuns for help on the matter, no assistance was received. They were skeptical, and some apparently thought she had gone a little nutty. It's also a little nutty to ignore that like button or not be subscribed to this channel. It also might be a little cray-cray to not visit journeytosainthood.com to purchase something from my Be Saintly collection, or any other item for that matter. Don't be crazy. Anyway, a couple of years went by, and the task of painting the Divine Mercy image weighed heavily on Sister Faustina's heart. She asked Jesus for help, and he sent her a new confessor. Sister Faustina told Father Michael Sopocko? Polish! That she had been having conversations with Jesus and what his plans for her were. Father Michael approached what she said with caution, making sure she was spiritually and mentally sound. Once he was convinced, he went to work, introducing Sister Faustina to a painter named, Polish! Eugene Casamara. Yeah, that. With the guidance of Sister Faustina, this artist was able to bring to life the image of the Divine Mercy. In the next few years, Jesus would give many instructions to Sister Faustina. He would tell her how to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet, to publicly honor the Divine Mercy, and to pray and have others pray the novena of the Divine Mercy, all the while assuring her that where she lacked, he would make up. But little did anyone know that Sister Faustina was in agonizing pain. She had been sickly, but she often kept quiet about how bad it was. In September 1938, when Father Michael came to visit her, he found her extremely sick, but still praying in ecstasy. A month later, at just 33 years old, Sister Faustina succumbed to tuberculosis. But, like many people we cover on this channel, her story was not over. Far from it. In 1981, a woman from Massachusetts named Maureen went to visit the tomb of Sister Faustina. She struggled to get there as she suffered from lymphedema, which is a disease where fluid retention causes a ton of swelling. As she prayed at the tomb of this poor, humble nun, she heard a voice say, "Ask for my help, and I will help you." The pain suddenly stopped, and just 2 days later, the swelling was gone. 5 physicians examined her. 5 physicians said she was clearly healed without any idea of how. The Vatican declared the healing a miracle, and Sister Faustina was beatified. Blessed Faustina apparently liked Americans because the next miracle was graced to a priest from Baltimore. In 1995, Father Ronald Patel had a badly damaged heart. He went to the Holy Rosary Church in Baltimore, where a relic of Blessed Faustina rested. On venerating the relic, he suddenly collapsed and became incapacitated for 15 minutes. Then he stood up and felt dramatically better. A month later, his cardiologist became completely confused by the complete healing of his heart. Doctors tried for 3 years to find a medical explanation, but were unable to do so. This paved the way for Blessed Faustina's canonization. It is fitting that it would be a pope from Poland that would both beatify her and canonize her. It would also be fitting that this same pope, St. John Paul the Great, would also declare the second Sunday of Easter as Divine Mercy Sunday. The world had been falling apart back then. War was looming. Economies were collapsing. Fear was everywhere. And in the middle of all of that, Jesus didn't send the head of the church, someone who had a very large platform back then to speak from. No, he chose a quiet nun, one that many thought was crazy and hallucinating, and gave her the task to spread the message of his divine mercy. And with that, what started with a humble nun in a convent became a feast celebrated by the entire church. It's almost like, I don't know, Jesus knows what he's doing. So trust in him already. It might just be me, but I do feel like the image of the Divine Mercy and the Divine Mercy Chaplet are gaining in popularity and devotion. I don't think you want to miss out on that. So click here if you want to learn more about the chaplet, or here if you just want to go straight to the prayer. Saint Faustina, pray for us, and most Sacred Heart of Jesus, have mercy on us. Abolish